Jumping right into the My Journal Journey tag, I've been invited by Bobby from Paginator Reads and Journals to delve into my personal story with journal making, a craft that has grown into a way of sharing my creative expression. This reflective journey originated from Jeannie at the Crafting Bookworm, and I'll be answering questions that range from my first journal to my current style and preferences. Links to Bobby's and Jeannie's videos, as well as the full list of questions, are waiting in the description box for those eager to follow the journey or join in themselves. Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So question number 1, when did you start making journals and show your first journal? Through this question, I realized that it's exactly 10 years. So I started in 2014, which is unbelievable. I did not realize this. I enjoyed making art in all kinds of forms since I can remember. It was the only subject in school I ever enjoyed and got good grades in. I tried so many different art forms through the years, but nothing stuck because I love variety. I love switching it up. And when I discovered junk journaling, it was the perfect answer for me because that was a way to combine everything I loved. So these are some of my first journals. I'm not sure which one was the very first. This one here is my favorite. I love the cover, not only because I think it's very cute, but also because this was a book from my grandmother. So it's very, very special to me. I love how small it is. I used to carry this around with me all the time. I was seriously obsessed. I wrote in this and made art in this every free moment that I had. I used to write in this on the bus, going to work, coming from work. When I was at home, I used to do some mixed media art. For some of these pages, I used some prompts. I cannot tell you how much joy this little journal brought me. Handmade buttons. Definitely some very, very good and fun times when I discovered junk journaling. I was feeling blue that day, apparently. But I must say, I am so proud of myself because look, this is a hidden spine. So obviously I had already learned to sew in 3 signatures with a hidden spine. Look at me. And the pages lie flat because of the hidden spine and because these 2 spines are not glued together. So proud of myself. So this is another one from the same year. I don't remember if this one was made before this one or the other way around. I love the button as a closure. I have some beads on the end here. I sewed through the cover. Again, 3 signatures, 3 whole pamphlet stitch. I obviously used some cardstock, which I then collaged over with some vintage papers and probably Mod Podge, something glossy, something I would not use today. Okay, this was 2015, so this one was definitely before. Same kind of thing actually in here. The difference is that I was using different sized papers and recycled cards. I love this. It is so fun to look back on this. Ooh, I started making pockets out of envelopes. Oh yeah, I made my own stickers using stamps. This is so fun. But especially recycling greeting cards in this one. So fun. And then I also made these 2, 2014. They're a different kind. These are not junk journals. These are more like art journals. I believe these were made from 1 piece of paper. Very, very colorful. Love this button so much. Oh yeah, here's one of my handmade buttons. Don't know what to say about these really. My faces. It cracked me up. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I had fun, and that's the main thing. Question number 2. Did someone inspire you to start making journals? If so, who? Yes. I discovered junk journals first watching Jenny Belly's channel. I was so fascinated with how she upcycled things from junk mail to greeting cards to cereal boxes and broken jewelry, belts, things she found at flea markets. And I loved how she combined art journaling and junk journaling and recycling. I was completely hooked. A little later, I discovered Nazi from Amity Blue, and I specifically fell in love with her bohemian style journal and again was completely obsessed. Question 3. What is your journal style? I find this very difficult to answer because I have so many different styles, but I would say I'm more an eclectic, grungy journaler. I don't like the clean look. I like fuzzy edges. I like messy stitching, grungy vintage pages. And my current favorite and most used journal style is my junk journal planners, like this one here, because these document pretty much all parts of my life, from business tasks to my fitness journey, to what I read, cards and other mail items I receive from you, making art, playing with digitals, repurposing art, to upcycling junk. Question number 4. Do you use a theme to get started on a journal? I didn't used to. I just used to put anything in my journals. So I used to just choose vintage book covers, make my own spine. A lot of the journals I made around 2020, 2019, even 18, I used a no-sew binding method, which I would not do anymore, because the signatures are too loose. You see, I don't like that at all. So this one is from 2020. And my style was very eclectic, from vintage to modern, but I would say mostly vintage, using digitals, using original vintage ephemera, making my own art, documenting things I loved, combining different materials. Everything was in here. So I had a lot of fun with these type of journals. But since I'm a design team member for the Digital Collage Club and I make my own digitals, I mostly use themes for my journals. For example, this would be a steampunk journal. This was a Digital Collage Club project. Definitely a theme going on here. I still love this one very much. These are all Digital Collage Club design team projects. So this one has some sewing paper and lace in between and on top. And again, this was a kit by the Digital Collage Club. Really enjoyed making this. So obviously we have a bird theme going on, but I also added some of my own drawings here. Original calligraphy. So I really like the combination of digitals and my own artwork. Here's another little bird that I made. Handmade stamp of a bird. Some more calligraphy when I was learning calligraphy. Here's another example. And you can find all these projects in my design team project playlist, which I will link for you below, where you can see how I made all of these. So again, we have digitals combined with original ephemera, hand stitching with embroidery thread. Some more here. So it's always the combination, original drawing, hand-carved stamps here and here, another one here and here. But I also have themes sometimes for journals that are not made with any digitals, like this one. This is about the love story of my parents. And this was made in a course that I attended by Alex Castro Ferreira here in Vienna. And also you can see it definitely has a theme. So I think these days I prefer having journals with a theme. I just love how everything goes together, flows through the journal. But style changes over time, which I think is very exciting and beautiful. Obviously, this is a super, super special book or journal. Question number 5. How long does it take you to make a journal? I find this question very difficult to answer because there is no one answer. It depends on the journal. So for example, if I make a journal like this, where I made the cover myself from recycled cardboard, the spine is canvas with a die cut. And then on the inside, I don't have any embellishments. I just have beautiful coffee dyed papers. So something like this, obviously I can do within, let's say, half a day. But when we look at a more embellished journal like this one, this was a design team project for the Digital Collage Club. This is a vintage book cover that I stenciled over and decorated. We have an open spine. This is the back. And then inside we have a lot of embellishments in the signatures. So this is of course a whole different story. This one would probably take me, I don't know, probably 2 days if I wasn't filming it. I rarely make journals without documenting the process. So that's again hard for me to say how long would it take if I would not film. And then we have projects like my current project of making a memory book. I'm at the very, very beginning stage where I'm in the process of just making the cover. And I know this project, because it is very special, is going to take me weeks because I want to get it just right. And it takes a lot of thinking and contemplating and many things going through my mind to make this very special. This is for my brother's 60th birthday. Number 6, what is the first thing you do when starting a journal? So I usually start with the cover. As you can see here, this is the only thing I have yet of this memory book, which I will also consider a journal because it's the first thing you see of a journal. And for me, it sets the style and the mood of the journal. Here's another example. Another design team project started with a beautiful vintage cover, which I decorated, which then set the tone for the rest of the journal. So once I'm happy with the cover, I know what size the papers inside need to be and how many signatures and what kind of mediums I use for the inside. So here's another example. Again, started with a vintage book cover that I decorated. Added some designer fabric on the inside. And I also love when you have something on the inside that you wouldn't necessarily expect from looking at it from the outside. So seeing this vintage cover, I would not expect such a modern fabric on the inside. And I just love that effect. The signatures here also have this combination of modern and vintage, which I really think is my favorite style, just combining the different styles. Number 7, what style cover do you prefer to make or use? i.e. cloth, hardback, soft cover. Even though most of these journals that I've shown you now have hard covers, I would say currently my favorite is definitely soft covers. Specifically the ones made from grocery paper bags like I use for my junk journal planners. I love how squishy they are. I love how they can expand as they grow. I love the feel of them. It just makes you want to hug it. Question number 8. If you make a soft covered journal, what materials do you use? So I usually use designer fabrics, like this one is Tim Holtz, both on the outside and the inside. The inside here is by Seth Apter. But I also really love denim covers, like this little journal right here. Love, love, love this one so much. I purchased some denim from the flea market for very cheap. The pieces I use for covers usually come either from girls' pants or jeans jackets. So here's another denim cover, a bit larger. Really like this one. So the back is actually canvas. The closure obviously is denim. You can open it, you can take off the closure completely. And inside is designer fabric, but also lots of jeans pieces inside this journal. Question number 9. Do you use ephemera you can get in a kit, or do you prefer to make your own? I love both, as you saw in previous journals. But again, given that I am a design team member of the Digital Collage Club and make and sell my own digitals, of course, I tend to use those a lot. But what I really like about using the digitals is that you can make them your own by customizing them. And so you can add your own style to them. And I have a whole playlist of making digitals your own, so that even if you use a generic digital, it doesn't mean that you can't add your own touch to it. To make it your own. Question number 10. Do you enjoy participating in prompt-inspired projects? The answer is yes. So for years, I've participated in Meg Journal's Junk Journal January and Junk Journal July. I will link Meg's channel for you below in case you want to check out those challenges. And also I have hosted a December prompt list challenge with my dear friend Louise Heinzel now for 3 years. This year, 2024, will be our 4th year doing this together. This was the journal that I had in 2023. And we had our prompt list here. I will link the playlist for this for you below in case you want to check it out. It is not Christmas related at all, but it can be if you want it to be. And all of these pages I made using the prompts, and I have created things that I would have never created without a prompt list. These prompts challenged me a lot sometimes, really made me think outside of the box, and therefore helped me grow as an artist so much during December because of all the prompts that we used. Also, if you're in need of inspiration, you want to create but you don't know what to create, I think a prompt list is a really great way to get back into creating. Question number 11. How many journals have you made so far? I can't be sure because I never counted them. Some of them you can see right here on my journal shelf in my craft room. If I would have to guess, because this is not all I have some under my bed, I've sold some, I've given away some, I have some smaller ones on the shelf above the one that you're seeing right now. So I would say all in all, maybe between 100 and 130. Question number 12. What do you enjoy the most about making journals? I love how each one is so unique and has a piece of my soul in it. I love how you can combine so many skills in one journal, which is why I fell in love with them. Initially, from various bookbinding techniques to upcycling to embroidery and machine stitching, from drawing to collaging to mixed media art to documenting memories, writing poems or adding book quotes that you love, and jewelry making. It's all in this one beautiful piece of art. I think these journals document your journey. They don't take up as much space as maybe a painting on your wall would. You can take them with you. They just make me feel all cozy inside. And they're super fun to look back into, to see what were the things that touched you during that time. Which topics were present in your life? What art style did you prefer during that time? I love to just see the growth of myself as an artist and how they document the journey I am on. So number 13 is not a question. It says, please tag as many as you want to do this tag. I am tagging Darcy from Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I really enjoy Darcy's channel. Obviously, I will link it for you below. So I've already been in touch with Darcy and she will be doing this tag, I think sometime in May. You can also just enter the hashtag MyJournalJourney in the YouTube search field and you should be able to see all the videos using this hashtag. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.